thank you for being here. It's the last day of the conference, festival. It's the last day of the festival, and so just thank you for being here. Again, my name is Rianka Dorsonville. I'm the co-founder and co-CEO of a 100% virtual firm called 2050 Wealth Partners. We have been Zooming before Zoom was Zooming. That's our claim to fame, 100% virtual for the past 7 years, and super proud of that. I'm also the creator and host of a podcast called 2050 Trailblazers. If you are not following that podcast, just go out, bring out your phones, go ahead. Rachel, say hey, girl. Hey, she's up there. She talked about let's move away from diversity and work towards racial justice. It's so much great content. One of the threads that have been woven here as we've been at this conference is culture. Understanding your client beyond the numbers and understanding their culture and intentionality behind it. And so if you want to remain innovative, if you want to remain ahead of the curve, make sure you download the educational platform and podcast called 2050 Trailblazers. So I'm here to talk about building and managing wealth for first generation entrepreneurs. And before I get to the core of what I want to share, let's level set. There are some standard expectations of you as their financial advisor. There are some standard expectations of you as their financial planner. They may not be standard to you, but they are to me. So I'm about to share with you what should become a standard when you're working with first generation entrepreneurs. Number one, cash flow. Yes. Understanding that budgeting, building out long-term cash flow projections, and pointing them to the tools and resources is essential. They are first-generation entrepreneurs. They hardly found you. So they are looking to you to make sure that you're helping them with these standard expectations, these basic things. Another thing is helping them understand the risk of being a business owner. It is very risky being a business owner. So pointing them to the solutions and resources through risk management, such as identifying personal insurance that they need to have or business insurance that they need to have. Again, a basic. Helping them assemble their business dream team. Again, they hardly found you, their financial planner. So do you think that in their sphere of influence, they're going to know what CPA to pick? What bookkeeper or enrolled agent to pick? What about a business attorney? Not only are they paying you a fee to help them manage and build their wealth, they're also coming to you to help them build and manage their dream team, their dream business team, okay? Next, let's set some clear expectations for your clients. Let's get some client engagement standards in process. Get a business service calendar if you don't have one. They are busy business owners, so they do not have time to be managing you and their clients. They don't have time to be managing you and their customers. And so what is my expectation of you? I recall connecting one of my clients with a CPA, brilliant CPA, smart CPA. Honestly, majority of my clients, I refer to this particular CPA. But I had a conversation with my client, and he said, Rianka, the CPA is smart, hands down. I can't take it from them. But I'm always following up and saying, did you receive my documents? Did you receive my email? When can I expect a follow-up from you? So you know what happened? He fired the CPA. And so you have to understand that these are busy clients, and they don't have time to manage you. And that was kind of like a step back for me, right? Because we are business owners as well. And so, but we have to remember that it's quality over quantity. There are times in our firm at 2050 Wealth Partners where we pause taking on clients because we don't want those new clients to feel any type of service disruption or not feel the true quality of service that we can give to them. So these, again, are some standard expectations I have of you as their financial planner, as their financial advisor for first generation entrepreneurs. These are standard expectations I have of you. What's not standard and what's not expected to make you become an exceptional advisor and show your true alpha are these 3 M's: money, mindset, and momentum. Let's say it together. Money, mindset, momentum. Let's say it again. Money. Let's start with money. If they are first generation wealth builders and first generation entrepreneurs, more times than not, they are self funding their dreams. They are self funding their business. And so while there's a lot of push of like, okay, I have to continue to grow, like let's not talk about that cash flow. Let's not talk about this. We have to remind them that cash is queen. Cash is queen. You thought I was gonna say king. Cash is queen. Even in inflationary times, you just want, but no, I need to, no, cash is queen. And we have to remind them of some of the basic things of making sure that they have their cash reserves. And yes, while reinvesting back into the business is important, is not everything. Another thing that has been woven in this festival, which I love, is culture. Culture is a thread that has been woven throughout this festival, and knowing your client and their culture is essential when it comes to money. Just yesterday, Camilla, she was on stage, say hey. She was on stage yesterday, and she was talking about tithing and how if you are preparing for a client meeting, right, and you see that they're in the red as a business, and you're seeing that their burn rate is really high, and the first thing that you say is, let's take away tithing, let's cut that, they're going to cut you as their advisor. Like, that's an expense worth expensing, is you. So you have to understand the culture of the client. Another thing is, too, is just like, what is their role in their family dynamic? Are they the eldest child? Depending on what culture they come from, if they're the eldest child, it is their responsibility to financially take care of their parents. It is their responsibility to make sure that they have space for their parents as their parents are aging. And so if you tell them as their financial advisor, they are first generation wealth builders, they are first generation entrepreneurs, and you tell them you need to X out the parents in your budget, they're going to X you out. So understanding their culture is essential. And as we make money, we want to make sure that we protect it for our first generation entrepreneurs. And we want to make sure that they obtain disability insurance. It's not nothing sexy to talk about, but disability insurance is so important because they are in the prime earning years, right? And so, of course, as a business owner, we don't want to pay Uncle Sam. We don't want to pay those quarterly taxes. So what do, right? They listen to their friends and like, oh, take this deduction, buy this card, take that deduction. And so it's deduction, deduction, deduction. And then at the end of the year, it looks like they're not earning any money. Well, underwriter is not going to underwrite them for any disability insurance if you're not showing that you're earning money. So while, yes, deductions are good, we want to be smart when the first couple of years of business and making sure that if they become disabled, if they have a qualified disability, that they are still able to earn some income or receive some income while they are getting back on their feet. Now, this is a topic that everyone gets jazzed about. Can you guess? Investments, yes. Everybody gets jazzed about investing. And while, yes, everyone looks smart in an up market, you have to, as Tyrone would say, educate before you allocate. It is super important. If these are first generation wealth builders, first generation entrepreneurs, they are scared of the market. They don't know that this is the place for them to build wealth. Running a business is one thing, but then putting your hard-earned money into the market and seeing it go up and down, this week was a little scary. Matter of fact, these past couple of years have been a little scary. And I'm proud to say that none of our business owners over the past couple of years have called us at 2050 Wealth Partners and asked us anything about their investment portfolio. Anytime they called us, now they call us a lot now, but it is not about investments. It's about other things. Because they're like, listen, if if you're concerned, then I'll be concerned. And because you haven't emailed us and told us to be concerned, then I'm not going to be. But you know why they haven't emailed us? Do you know why that they're ignoring the noise? It's because we educated the heck out of them before they became investors. So you want to make sure your first generation entrepreneurs are educated investors before you invest their hard-earned money into that SEP IRA, into that simple IRA, into that solo 401k, because it's going to go up and down. And it is a wild roller coaster ride, trust me. So that's money. Let's talk about mindset. Now, as they are shifting from employee to entrepreneur, a few things change, all right? Money, which we talked about, we're going to dive a little deeper in that. Health benefits and time management. So let's talk about money real quick. You have to get their mind right for inconsistent income, okay? You have to help them understand and find joy in other aspects of their business other than money. They're going to work 40 to 60 hours a week, sometimes even more. They're going to be prospecting their tail off. They're going to be writing proposals trying to win these RFPs. They're going to be writing content, putting content out there. And at the end of the week or even at the end of the month, there's nothing there that showed them that they've worked hard. As an employee, if we worked 40 to 60 hours a week, at least every other week we got a paycheck, we got that direct deposit in our bank account, right? It was a reminder that we're working hard and we deserve this money. So you have to help shift their mindset away from money. While yes, money is great, but why did you leave corporate America? Why? What makes you tick? So understanding your client as a first generation entrepreneur, they can't go to their parents because their parents probably told them to stay in corporate America. They have no one to talk to. So you're their person of helping and reminding them of their why. And it can't be all about money. So mentally, you have to help them. Please help them budget and secure those health benefits. You want to know why? Because they're going to need it. And most importantly, they're going to need a therapist. Amen, right? Because being a business owner takes a mental toll on you in so many different aspects. And so making sure that they secure those health benefits, because they're going to be calling you. You are one of their therapists, right? But it's only so much that they can dive deep with you. And so making sure that they have someone else to lean on is going to be super important. Also, help them keep a schedule. We think, and I remember this 7 years ago when I left corporate America, I'm like, I don't gotta get up and shower. I don't gotta get up at 6 a.m. I don't have an hour commute. I can work in my pajamas. Like, what? Woo, that took a mental toll on me. I started not doing the things that I normally did, like working out or eating right or whatever, and it took a toll on me, which inevitably took a toll on my business. And so we have to remind these first generation entrepreneurs, while yes, there is a freedom, there's a cost that comes along with that freedom, and making sure that they keep a schedule. Also, understanding your client is super, super key. Understanding their business is key. I'll give you an example. There's one client, she's super smart, intelligent, but her business wasn't like kicking off like it should. Every time I talked to her, it was one thing, and then it was another. And then she will start one thing and then another. And I'm just like, in such a way, I'm like, what's wrong with your follow through? like what's going on? So I was like, you know what? We had a meeting schedule. I said, let's scrap the agenda today, and let's just build out your weekly schedule. Let's just build out your weekly schedule. I pulled up an Excel that had Monday through Friday in there, and I'm like, all right, Mondays, let's not even open your emails the first thing, because your emails have been driving you. You drive your emails. So how about this? You focus on that. And so I worked with her between Monday through Friday. And a couple months later, I'm looking at her reports through bookkeeping, and I see that her profit is increasing. Her revenue is increasing, but so is her profit. And I'm like, wow, what happened? And so she shared with me that she has ADHD. And seeing her and being able to take a step back, and it wasn't all about the numbers, and just helping her build out a schedule, we have to understand that some of our clients have invisible disabilities that we don't know about. And so if you're eyeing and seeing things for clients It's up to you to be their trusted advisor and just be like, all right, let's take a step back. We know it's about the numbers, but let's build out a schedule. Some of the things from a basic standpoint that helps you thrive as a business owner. So that's mindset. Let's talk about momentum. One of my favorite quotes is by Les Brown, and he says, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one, rather to have an opportunity and not be prepared. So I'm going to share a couple of acronyms with you, ABR and ABS. ABR, always be ready. And what I mean by that is always be ready. Make sure your client is always ready. Make sure their pitch deck is ready. Make sure their elevator pitch is ready. These are first generation entrepreneurs. They don't know to have this stuff ready. They're looking at you to make sure that they are well equipped for these opportunities that are going to come up. I can share a quick example with you just yesterday. I'm walking into the festival with Danny Five. I'm like, yeah, I'm pumping her up because she's about to get on stage. I'm like, yeah. And then I see Ian Dunlap. If you don't know who Ian Dunlap is, he was on stage for Market Mondays. He's part of the Earn Your Leisure crew, Red Panda, huge culture influence, huge reach, huge everything. So we're chatting it up, and I'm like, oh, so what do you do? Oh, I'm a financial planner, virtual, I'm saying my thing. And he was like, that's dope. What can I help you with? How can I help you? Do you know what I said? Nothing. I was caught off guard. I didn't even take my own advice. I wasn't ABR. I wasn't always be ready. I was like, dang. But I was able to kind of clean it up, and I was like, you know what? Let's exchange information. I'm pretty sure as we continue to follow each other over time, organically, a synergy will happen. So I was able to clean it up because I'm a professional. Thank you. But that would have been a huge missed opportunity. So make sure your clients are always ready. Another thing, ABS. Always be sharing. I ain't talking about abs. I'm talking about always be sharing. And what I mean by that is they may feel like it's so small as far as like, oh, I'm only putting out something once a week, or make sure they're always dripping content. There's a saying out there that it's not what you know, it's who you know. It's not what you know, it's who you know. It's actually who knows you. So you can be the best financial advisor, the best financial planner, the best chef. But if I've never tasted your food, there's nothing for me to rave about. If I've never seen a video of you cooking in the kitchen, how do I know you can actually cook? Your name just say chef. Encourage your clients, however small. First generation entrepreneurs, they don't know this. They need encouragement from you. They may not be getting it from their family. Again, their family is probably looking at them cross-eyed of just like, how did you leave a steady income? So again, they're looking for you. Always be sharing. Burnout is real. So while I'm talking about momentum and moving, we have to understand that burnout is real. So go back to Exhibit A, get a therapist, okay? Because they are going to need a therapist. Burnout is real. We always have to check up on them, right? If we start to notice some things are coming off, just like, yo, let's take a step back. Let's take a step back and let's do a check-in. Because they're looking to you. Another thing, speaking of momentum, is delegation. It is super important that you teach your client to delegate. Again, they have a lot of things going on. And so when I'm meeting with my business clients and they're telling me, what's been happening, and I hear something, I'm just like, is this the best use of your time? And if they say no, in unison almost, it's just like, it's time to delegate. Yes, it's time to delegate. We need to teach them, though, to be a leader by delegation and not a leader by abdication. And so what do I mean by that? A leader by abdication is like they're probably up to their nose with work. They're drowning, and so they finally hire someone. They've written out the job description, and so they're just like, here you go. You read the job description. You should know what you're doing. I hired you for a reason, right? You're setting yourself up to fail, and you're setting up them to fail. That's leader by abdication. You need to be a leader by delegation. And what I mean by that is knowing that your client is about to hire someone, knowing that your business client is about to hire someone, encourage them to block out some time on their calendar to actually delegate, to train the person that is going to be taking on this work. It is something that's so minute and something that's so small, but it makes a huge difference. And it can make a difference at your job too. At the end of the day, you know your client better than anyone. You know their life events, their life changes. Sometimes you know that they're expanding their family even before anyone else. Like, that is a huge privilege to be a trusted advisor of these first generation wealth builders. It is a huge privilege to be a part of their team. So please do not take it lightly, especially if you're working with a first generation entrepreneur. It is a privilege. So I just talked about a few things. What was the 3 M's? Money, mindset, momentum. Thank you. You get an A. What I did not talk about? I didn't talk about ETFs or stocks or building a business portfolio for business owners, because that's the standard. That's just the bar. They come into you because that's the expectation. You're smart. What is going to make you stand out from a sea of sameness are those 3 M's. Helping them take ownership of their money, shifting their mindset, and keep the momentum going with they do not see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's what's going to make you stand out. Now, before I go, this is a sentiment that has been shared over the past couple of days, and it is a hill that I've been screaming on for a lot of years. Please do not hold hostage your information and your knowledge by staying inside the AUM box. We have to think outside of the AUM box so that you can become accessible to these first generation wealth builders, to these first generation entrepreneurs, and to make sure that they have access to you. So again, let's help them with their money, their mindset, and their momentum. Thank you.